Friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Angel. I'm so sorry for this atrocious lighting to start. It's just that time of night, but we're gonna be doing a 24-hour readathon in today's video. So I do this pretty much like monthly now, and I did them over a weekend. I did it straight once, and I wouldn't recommend, but it was a lot. I think for starting it tonight also is that it is February 28th when I'm filming this, last day of February, and I still have Warbreaker on my TBR for this month, and I still have like 500 pages left of it. So we're gonna start this tonight so I can finish this one off in February, have it count. And then on March 1st tomorrow, start my March TBR and get a head start on that. Because my March TBR, friends, I have 12 books in my March TBR, and the page count totals over 6,300 pages. So that is about like 200 pages a day, which is not like that challenging. However, that also gives no leeway for other reads I want to do. And I just want to kind of get the month started on like a good note. In that sense, TBR for this video is going to be kind of mood reading. Like typically in these readathons, I want like quick, snappy reads that like aren't going to take me long, so I feel really motivated to keep going. However, that's not going to happen because first of all, this is the first guy. So there's that. But for sure, Warbreaker is being read. I am also in the middle of an audiobook currently of Things We Save in Fire by Catherine Center. And that one, I think I'm like 35% of the way through. There's like 6 hours left of the audiobook, I think. And I listen at 2.5 times the speed. It's probably like 2.5 hours that one. You come to my cart, so these are automatically getting vetoed. Way of Kings is not getting started, guys. Not during readathon. Nice try. I will probably read Never. I can also do my reread of Yellowface kind of like later at night if I'm a little bit tired because I'm really excited about that book and I really want to annotate it. So that can keep me going. So I also have on ebook, which would be good. Probably a good way to pick them up. So that's Order of the Phoenix, Love Unwritten, and Babel. And then the other book I have on my Kindle currently is The Reality of It All by Alison Speakin. That is on my TBR, and that one is like a 400-page rom-com. Should be easy to get through if I need something quick. And then one of my Kobo picks this month was Fifth Season, but I think it's gonna be a little bit too dense for this, to be honest. And then Tempest of Tea, which might get read during this. But we're gonna start tonight with Warbreaker. It is just before 5 o'clock when I'm filming this, and I feel like I have a couple things I have to do tonight, but I can realistically probably get at least 5 hours done, which means this should definitely be finished in that time. We'll see how much more I get done. I'd love to hit 6. That'd be nice for tomorrow. But I'm gonna crack an energy drink and get started on this. So let's go. Friends, we are almost 2 hours in, but it is already like 8:40. I took a big break before I started reading fully. I watched a movie with my boyfriend. We had dinner and I dropped him off because he is out for Friday night and I am in because that is my idea of a good Friday night. And I've read 140 something pages. I'm at page 343 so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm just for half, like I think I've got like 300 pages left to read, so I can definitely finish this tonight. I was gonna try to explain this, but I'm tired, and also I can never explain Brandon Sanderson's books, so I'm just gonna read the back for you because the magic system is confusing and I can't put it in my own words, but these words make a lot of sense. The Warbreaker is the story of two sisters who happen to be princesses. The god king, one of them, has to marry a lesser god and an immortal trying to undo the mistakes he made hundreds of years ago. There's a world in which those who die in glory return as gods. A world transformed by biochromatic magic, a power based on an essence known as breath, which can only be collected 1 unit at a time from individual people. But it's worth it. By using breath and drawing upon the color in everyday objects, all manner of miracles and mischief can be performed. So imagine like breath and colors is really interesting. It's like really just like vivid, beautiful world I'm enjoying. I've heard people say about this book they don't like either of the sisters. I like them both. I'm not sure what this says about me, but I like both of them. I read this most of my e-reader a little bit physically as well, and so I think what will happen is when I finish this book, I'll transfer back over to my bed and get kind of cozier for the night, you know? We'll see. Definitely sub 20 hours tonight. If we can get like sub 18, incredible. We're done book 1 of this readathon, but it is just past 19.5 hours. So I feel that's a bit slower than normal. However, it's because it was a chunk of a book, which would be kind of like the theme for this readathon. Now it is 11:30 and I already feel tired. I feel like I'm typically like a 12 to 2 kind of sleeper. But I think that I literally like sat in my book corner for 4 hours and just finished that and like did not move. I did just get up, and by get up I mean like I got into my Oodie, I went to the bathroom and I got water. That's about it. But it's almost 11:20 and I think the plan is I'm just going to read Never until I fall asleep. This is only 25 to read in 2025 and it's also on March TBR, which is good. I think the plan is to try to read like half of this tonight because I can't. It's gonna be about 3 hours and I can't do 3 hours. But if I do an hour and a half, that'll get me till 18 hours, which is good. So every these readathons, I always start Friday night and I want to get to like 18 hours before I go to sleep, and I always get to like 22 or 20. and I'm gonna do a lot that Friday night, so if I can get more done today, that'd be great. This book is on KU, but I might actually read it physically for a little bit just to try to keep me up, and also because I read all of Warbreaker on my e-reader, so I feel like I just kind of want a physical book right now if I'm gonna stay awake. So I'm gonna start this, and we'll keep tripping on. Alright guys, I have my bagel and my coffee, and I'm ready to keep going. Alright friends, as you can tell by the hair, it's time for morning updates. I've been up for a couple hours now. I believe when I woke up, the time was at 17:45 and it's at 15:56 now, so I've read for almost 2 hours this morning. It's right around 10:15 and I just finished Never. No, and some mounted pillows here. The reason I didn't update since I started this book is because I was really not enjoying it. I went to bed last night after the first half. I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything because maybe like it'll change in the morning and I'll like it. I got so much worse. This book is just not for me. That's so disappointing because I did really enjoy the Magnolia Park Stacey Hates by the same author, and I really had high hopes for this, but like this just did nothing for me. It actually like made me mad. If it wasn't doing this first challenge, I probably would have DNF'd it, and I've like never DNF'd a book before. I was so irritated. I hated all the characters. I couldn't care less. And I really hate talking like poorly about books. Obviously authors put so much into this work. However, this was just like so not for me. It was crazy. I think it's a 2-star from being nice. I did not enjoy that whatsoever, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm glad to move on from that. I feel so mean. I think I'm starting my reread of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. However, it's gonna take me away to like 10 hours, if not longer. But like I'm reading chunky books for this readathon because my TBR is full of chunky books. If I don't read them now, then what's the point of doing this readathon? Because these are books on my TBR. So I'm gonna read this, and then after I'm reading this, or probably while I'm reading this, I'm gonna take a break and work on a puzzle for a little bit with my audiobook, because I just listened to about 45 minutes of my audiobook this morning. I'm listening to Things We Save in Fire by Catherine Center. I'm enjoying that one. A lot of the characters are really unlikable though, besides like our main character and like her love interest. Everyone else is just so irritating, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not minding. It's probably like a 3.5 right now, and around there. We're gonna out of this crazy angling, keep going, and read some Harry Potter. Alrighty guys, I gotta figure out this lighting. So I'm gonna film a sit down video and this lighting is not it, so I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fix this because this lighting is however, it is now, we have 13 hours and 20 minutes left. That's a lot still. However, I'm feeling a little bit fatigued, and I think it's because typically I do these challenges at this point. It is almost 1 o'clock on Saturday. At this point I probably would have read like realistically like 6 to 8 hours by now. Like I'm typically not going as hard as I am currently. I've been reading for almost 11 hours, and also I would have had a good mix of audiobook by now. I feel like I listened to about 40 minutes of audiobook this morning and that was it, so I feel like my eyes need a little bit of a break. I've made almost page 300 in Order of the Phoenix. I'm at 295. I feel like I need a little bit of a break from this because I do love the story, but it is so long, and I feel like when you're doing readathons you need to break it up a little bit. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna film, like I said, a video right now. I'm gonna film my February reading wrap up, and then I am gonna take a little bit of a break. I think I'm gonna do a little puzzle I have. Like I said, if you guys saw my other video last week where I did a reading vlog, I got these 2 300-piece puzzles that are Disney themed. I love Disney, I love puzzles, and they go by pretty quick. I think the last one like an hour and a half, 2 hours max. I think I'm just gonna do that and listen to an audiobook while I do it, because I do think my audiobook has just over like 4 hours and 20 minutes left, I think, and I'm listening at 2.75 times the speed. So I think if I speed that up, obviously it's like an hour and a half of listening, so I think the plan is to listen to that and finish it, and then maybe read Tempest of Tea before going back to this too. I'll see how I'm feeling, but I'm gonna film, probably take like a half-hour break to do that, and then get going with my puzzle. Friends, we're exactly at 11 hours and 18 minutes. I'm almost my puzzle. I probably need another like 15 minutes. I'm just gonna start the audiobook of A Tempest of Tea while I finish this, and they'll go read it physically afterwards. I'm sorry about this ankle. It is what it is. The clock's like 10 hours and 35 minutes. I finished my puzzle, and I listened to 15% of the way through Tempest of Tea while finishing it. I don't think I have a good enough grasp on this one to try and explain it yet, so I'm gonna leave that one. But pretty much the vibe so far is vampire tea shop. It's pretty good. Things you save in a fire. I think I'm gonna give that one a 3.75 to a 4-star. I did really enjoy it. I think the ending was quite cheesy. That one I don't think I even explained. So pretty much that one is this woman is like a very strange relationship from her mother. She's a firefighter. Her mom calls her and is like, hey, I'm having some health complications. I need you to come live with me for a little bit while I adjust. She goes to this new fire station where pretty much all the men are incredibly sexist. And just don't believe a woman should be a firefighter. Except for the rookie who she joins with, who ends up being the love interest, who is very sweet. But I'm going with this guy, 10 hours and 5 minutes. I'm definitely finishing today, but I'll get very close. Okay, friends, it is 7 and we're at 8 hours and 17 minutes. It's not doing bad at all, to be honest. We are going to go downstairs and watch Avatar: Way of Water, which is like a 3-hour movie. However, bring my Kindle down with me and read Harry Potter during it, so do not lose that time. I'm definitely not finishing this tonight, but I could get within, like, I think 3 or under hours, which is really exciting, because normally I have, like, a full day of reading to do on Sunday. And also, if I could get that really low, that'd be great, because normally we do groceries tomorrow, we do them today, so it's kind of nice I won't have that to do. And then also, I work at night and I have a video to edit and post, so I don't have a lot to read. That'd be great. But Tempest Tea, I think, is a 3.5 star. The ending was the best part of the book. The ending was great. I'm just gonna go pick up Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix again, because I still won't finish that in 3 hours. I'll get close, but I won't finish it. Then we'll come chat again later tonight. But I'm doing pretty good. I do have a frozen peach Red Bull from Harvey's waiting for me downstairs, so I'm very excited to get some energy in me. Friends, update. We're starting to get into the wee hours of the evening. It's right past 11. I just finished Order of the Phoenix. Honestly, like, I meant to annotate this, and I did not annotate this one bit while I was reading it. I was kind of just going through the motions. This one, fun fact, is, like, I read this series once all the way through when I was little, like, when I was, like, in grade 2, I think. And then every time I've tried doing a reread of this series, this is where I stop. Like, I can make it, like, half of this book, and that's it. So I honestly never actually read this book all the way through until now. It's from when I was, like, 7 years old or 8 years old. I forgot, like, how rushed the ending was. I'm not sure if that's how it is in the movie, too. There's a character death near the end of this book, and I feel like in the movie it happens, like, not that close to the ending, unless I'm just, like, not remembering correctly. But I feel like that happened very fast, and the explanation at the end was also very fast. But except for reading The Half-Blood Prince and the Deathly Hallows, because I said, I've read the first half of this probably 4 or 5 times whenever I've gone to reread the series, and I haven't read the second half since I was 7, and then I haven't read either of those since I was 7, because I never make it that far in my reread, so I'm really excited to keep going. I just picked up The Reality of It All by Alison Spica. This one's 360 pages, which does seem like kind of a bad choice, because then I'm going to be left with, like, probably an hour or so left on the timer. But then what I think I'm going to do is just start my reread of Yellowface and just kind of, like, leave you guys with that, because Yellowface was a 5-star read for me, and I don't see that changing. I'm pretty much just rereading it to annotate it. I don't foresee me finishing this tonight. I see me lasting until 2 a.m. the absolute latest. And I'll have, like, an hour and a bit tomorrow, but probably, like, I think I lasted till 1 yesterday. That about sums up where we're at. I am halfway through, and I would love to just say I can power through and finish this tonight, but I probably have an hour and a half left, which means finishing around 2 a.m. I kind of was here to binge this, but I'm not sure that's possible for this evening, but I do have high hopes. If not, I think I can get at least another hour done minimum, which would be nice, because then I can be around 2 hours for tomorrow. Ideal. Alright guys, I literally just sat in this exact same spot and binged this book till it was done. I'm gonna share coherent thoughts in the morning, but I think it's like at least honestly a 4.5. It was a lot of fun. So I'm just stay and finish this up because there's only an hour and a half left, but it is already almost 2 a.m. So I think I need to call it and just finish this early in the morning because things aren't gonna compute up here soon. So I think that's it for tonight. But that's my 5th book I finished, I realized. So I'm not gonna finish that one, obviously I only have an hour and a half, but I'll start my reread of Yellowface in the morning and make some progress on that, but not bad. Or is that my, wait. Order of Phoenix, Tempest Tea, Fire, Never. That's my 6th book, actually. Just kidding, my 6th book, but we'll start in the morning. Alright guys, little morning reading update. I'm only like 40 pages in. I'm reading this a little bit slower because I'm going to take my time with it and annotating. But I do have about an hour left, I think, on the timer, so we're gonna finish up shortly. I'm having a lot of fun with the annotating of this book. I'm annotating race, morality, jealousy, and then justification are the 4 things that I'm tabbing. I'm having a lot of fun trying to find those. One thing I will say is there's a character death in the very first chapter of this book. You might want to look up how she passes before reading this in case it is a trigger. I have somebody that I love very, very dearly who passed in the same way, and the first time I read this, I did not know that was going to happen, and it put me into a deep, dark place for a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, because I think the passing is like 2-3 pages, and it goes into detail of, like, you know, what they're trying to do and all that stuff. And so it was very triggering for me to read, so I definitely did skim that this time. I kind of just like skipped right past it, to be honest, because I know what happens and I don't want to read it again. I can actually get a little note potentially, look at what happens. This book is incredible and I'm already loving my read of it. So, but I have an hour left, so I'll probably get like halfway through this and then we'll leave it there. Alright guys, I apologize for this lighting. I like ghostly. Anyways, we are to quickly film a little outro for this video because I just went to go sit down and edit it and realized I didn't film an outro. I really just finished that clock and went about my business. I was gone. So we finished 6 books during this readathon, 2 of which I was already started beforehand, and then we got about halfway through a 7th. I do find that like 5 to 7 is like my sweet spot for these challenges, putting like the lengths of books I'm reading. This is pretty good, especially because we did have like a few thickies in here. First book was Warbreaker. I think I will settle on the 4.5 or 7.5 for this one. I really enjoy it. In terms of standalone fantasy, this is about as good as you can get. But I think the thing with me is I just love, as much as I love a good standalone, I love fantasy worlds in series. Also, the thing is, like, I love getting to keep going on with these characters and just like finishing it and knowing this is it for them. I'm kind of like sad. I mentioned this in a couple other videos, not sure the ones that are edited and out yet, but one thing I'm really interested lately is in writing. Every time I was a kid, I used to love reading and writing, and then obviously I brought reading back into my adulthood. It's brought me so much joy, and so I'm looking more into bringing writing back into my adulthood, even just like for fun, like just to do it and just like have fun with it. Maybe just like short stories, potentially a novel, but like probably just for myself, like never to publish, just like to say I could write one. So I've been doing a lot of research like into writing and craft, and honestly this book is blueprint. It's so good. I love Sanderson. Actually, I'm gonna look at his lecture series he has online for writing. I'm really excited. Then I went to Never by Jessa Hastings, and guys, this one is probably a 2-star. It just did not hit for me at all. I didn't like any of these characters, not a single bit. And it wasn't one of those things where it's like the, oh, you know, like you don't like them, but you still root for them. No, it was just, I didn't like them. I didn't like the plot. I didn't like what's happening in here. This was like such a far fall from the Magnolia Park series for me personally. I know it's not like everybody's like take on this, obviously. I think I said this is gonna be a series, and I will not be continuing if that's the case. This was definitely a bit of a bummer after Warbreaker. And then I slowly trudged through Order of the Phoenix by Harry Potter. By Harry Potter. No. Anyways, that's my mental state currently. I finished Order of the Phoenix. This is book 5, and like I've said this while reading this, I don't think I've ever actually fully finished this one, like in my adult years, even when I've tried rereading this series. This is fun to go through, but these books, like I said, they get long. This is like 750 pages, and like this is children's, like young adult. I'm like, this is long for these people. I really love the characters, I love the world, but I'm a little bit scared because I'm not filming this like almost a week after I finish this video, and like spring is starting to hit here. Like I'm looking outside, the snow is melting, I see grass. I think next week we're gonna have like temperatures in the 10s, which like we've been like sub like negative, you know, 10 to 20 for past like 3 months. So in my head I'm like, it's spring, and then I'm like, I'm not done the Harry Potter reread yet. It can't be spring yet. So I probably am gonna read Half-Blood Prince very soon to speed this up because it needs to be read before spring hits because it's not Harry Potter season anymore. And then the 3 finished other ones were all digital. So I did read Things We Save in a Fire, I think is what it's called, or Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. I read someone all in audio. This one I partially started, and I did like this one was good. And I understand, like, Ellen Catherine read this book recently and had like a really good way of putting this. It was a book about feminism, but it almost came off just like too much. Like these men hated women. For context, she's a firefighter who ends up moving for reasons that happen in the book, and she gets put at a new station. Oh, fast car going by. She is getting put at a new station where they hate women, and like the head person literally says like, women can't do this job, we hate women. And I'm like, I get what you're going for, but it was like a bit much. I did like the ending and the resolution. I thought the romance was very well done. Not like favorite book by her. Like I said, I've read a couple of other books now. The Rom-Commers, Hello Stranger, and The Bodyguard. That's like her first book I read. That's kind of like her older work. I don't have another one downloaded. I forget what it's called, but I think this was probably like a 3.75. I'd say maybe 3.5, but I think 3.75 feels good. They read Tempest of Tea, and this one, honestly, I kind of feel bad because I might actually go back and reread it eventually, because I think it definitely, that was the book in this 24 readathon that was like my fever dream book, where I read it and I honestly can't tell you much about it. I don't read a lot of books with vampires in anyways, and I found that when I haven't really enjoyed them all too much. This one was probably like a 3.25 to 3.5. And then I read The Reality of It All by Alison Speakin. She's an indie author that I've really like fallen in love with her work so far, and now I've read 3 of her 6 books out on her backlist. I've given one a 5-star, one a 4, and this one is a 4.5, I think. This one's really cute. Pretty much they all get like tricked into going on a reality dating TV show thinking it's something else. Pretty much their family members sign them up to be on this, and so when it was pitched to her by her sister, she was like, oh, it's like for writers, you know, it's like, you know, you write a novel and you present it to like some editor and all that stuff. It's like something along the lines of writing. It was a competition for that. I'll show you my t-shirt. This looks like so dramatic. I just got burnt and it's like looking kind of not cute. It's a little bit discolored, not fun stuff. And so I just think it's kind of gnarly looking, and I'd rather just cover it up on camera. So that's what that is. And lastly, I did get halfway through my reread of Yellowface. I think I'm still here. Maybe I read a couple more chapters now. Yeah, I think I made chapter 15. I think I did. I think I'm here now is where I am. This book was a 5-star read for me. It was one of my top reads of last year, and yeah, no notes. It's gonna be a 5-star again, I can already tell you that. But I'm going back to kind of rereading and annotating it, and I'm having a lot of fun so far. So friends, 6.5 books, but I guess if you count that those 2 books were like kind of where I started, I guess we could say 6 books read in this challenge. Not bad at all. I love doing these readathons, kind of just like, this one was to get a head start on my March TBR because it was so extensive. I'm really happy to get 4 books knocked off of it and half of Yellowface, and so that's like 4.5 of my 12 book TBR, so not bad at all. Let me say, if you guys like these kind of videos and want to see more of them, I read quite a bit and quite fast. So you guys want to follow along, I appreciate it so much. You can like, comment, and subscribe to help out the channel. If you guys do want to see another attempt at a straight through 24-hour readathon, let me know. I've done that once before. I did go slightly delirious, but I was able to do it. I can try, but it would be a time where I had like time to be tired the next day. As always, I'm also on TikTok, Angel's Book Corner. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.